Welcome to the 2008 Gubernatorial Candidates Forum from the winter meeting of the North Carolina Conference of the NAACP. Our opening remarks are by Reverend Dr. William Barber.
We believe our governors are to be agents of transformation, and we believe the issues that are represented in our 14-point agenda are moral issues which deal with and speak to the condition of the soul of our state. The language of our state constitution, adopted after the Civil War, is lofty and grand in its ideal. It states, "We the people of the state of North Carolina, grateful to Almighty God, the sovereign ruler of nations, for the preservation of the American Union and the existence of our civil, political, and religious liberties. Each state official has taken an oath to uphold this state constitution." North Carolina's founding principle was the people expressed in terms of we. Its moral framework was that the same God who calls us to do justice and love mercy and to care for the least of these was also the hand of providence behind the formation of our state, with the commitment to protect the civil, political, and religious rights of all our citizens. While we have made progress, the state of North Carolina is not yet fully upholding its founding principles. Far too many of our children languish in poverty and are in resegregated schools that are underfunded and underperforming. Many of our people are without health care or health insurance. Many of our people are not making a living wage, and many of them do not have workers' rights. Large numbers of our people live in substandard, inhumane housing. Large number of our people are affected by the changes in the environment. Large numbers of our people, our poor people and minorities, are warehoused in prisons and affected by racist drug laws and affected by a criminal justice system that too often is broken. And so, this is why we're here, because we believe that North Carolina can be better. We believe that change can come. And so we the people, black and white, young and old, urban and rural, we the people are unifying our efforts. We the people, directed by faith and facts and focus, are determined to infuse a fresh ethic in the veins of North Carolina politics. And we the people intend to see this through, for this is not a moment, it is a movement. And we have come to you in this forum, which is another step in the movement. Thank you for being here with us and joining us today.
Thank you, Dr. Barber. And with that, we begin the 2008 North Carolina NAACP Gubernatorial Candidates Forum. My name is Gerald Owens from WRAL-TV. I'd like to thank all of you all for being part of this very important part of the political process. We want to let you know that we invited all the announced candidates to this forum. However, Republicans Pat McCrory, Bill Graham, and Fred Smith could not attend. They will be represented on the end of the stage by 3 empty chairs. I will introduce the 4 candidates who have decided to attend. To my immediate right is State Treasurer Richard Moore, a Democrat. The former federal prosecutor served in the State House of Representatives and as Secretary of Crime Control and Public Safety. Richard Moore is in his 2nd term as State Treasurer. You may clap for Richard Moore. Justice Robert Orr, a Republican, spent 8 years on the North Carolina Court of Appeals, 10 more on the North Carolina Supreme Court. He also served 3 years in the U.S. Army. Lieutenant Governor Beverly Perdue, a Democrat, former school teacher, served in the North Carolina House of Representatives for 2 terms, in the state Senate for 5 terms. She is in her 2nd term as Lieutenant Governor. And retired Colonel Dennis Nielsen, United States Air Force. He is a Democrat. Colonel Nielsen served 35 years in the Air Force, earning the Distinguished Flying Cross for heroism. Thank you all. And now I'd like to call Ms. Marquita McAlpine, an intern with the NAACP and a senior at North Carolina Central University. She will choose the order of questioning for this afternoon. Right there. Okay, how convenient. Richard Moore will be our first questionnaire. And also, we're going to do our introductions as well. Each candidate will have 1 minute to briefly introduce themselves and say what they'd like. We're going to begin with Treasurer Moore, and we will proceed to the left and so on. So Treasurer Moore, you've got 1 minute. Tell us about yourself.
Gerald, thank you very much. I'd like to thank the NAACP and the other sponsors for hosting this forum, and I very much look forward to sharing my vision for our great state. As state treasurer, I've been directly accountable to more than 700,000 public employees, school teachers, police officers, you name it. And they know what kind of results we've delivered. It's been hard work protecting their retirement and building one of the country's strongest pension plans, making real reforms so that North Carolina could invest millions more in health care and education, standing up for a long overdue increase in the state's minimum wage. As governor, I will bring that same kind of accountability to all state government. Look, we're all going to agree on what the big issues facing us are: health care, education, good jobs. The real difference is how our next governor is going to approach those challenges. The answer is not just spending more money and making more promises. It's about making better decisions, facing our toughest challenges head on, and delivering real results. You know, we need to stop making more promises and start fulfilling the ones we've already made. We need to stop studying the same old issues over and over and start solving them. We need to stop pointing fingers, and we need to start pointing North Carolina in a new direction. And starting day one, that's what I'm going to do.
Justice Orr.
Thank you, Gerald. I'm delighted to be here. Good afternoon to all of you. I look forward to answering tough questions today, talking about where North Carolina needs to go, and to present once again my record to you here in the audience and also to voters all across the state. I've spent a professional career fighting for fundamental fairness, whether as an attorney, whether as a candidate for public office. This is now my 6th statewide race, and I'm pleased to say that over the years, in being elected twice to the Court of Appeals and twice to the Supreme Court, I've been able to bring together Democrats, Republicans, and unaffiliated voters to support me. I would like to think that my record on the court, particularly the Supreme Court, participating in the Leandro decision, the Hope County opinion, which I wrote, and standing up for the rights of the Hamlet fire workers who had their opportunity to pursue damages as a result of the Hamlet fire closed out to them by a majority of the court. Thank you.
Lieutenant Governor Perdue.
Thank you. This week we celebrated the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. And as we think about his spirit and his determination, I think we all have to challenge ourselves to continue on with his fight for justice and equality for all. I applaud Dr. Barber and all of you for your leadership. And as a proud lifetime member of the NAACP, I share your commitment to equal rights and to equality for all. I also share your commitment to the belief that every person in North Carolina understands that with a good education and hard work, he or she can be somebody. I have a track record of moving North Carolina forward, of providing real hope and opportunity for people. I also have a track record of a lifetime commitment of education, because you see, I believe that education is really the difference maker. That's why I led the fight to make teachers' salaries competitive. That's why I helped launch Smart Start, so that kids could come to school ready to learn. And that's why I believe my idea of the college promise is so very important, so that every child in this state understands with hard work and giving back to the community that they can go on to college or the community college or the vocational school when they graduate high school. You see, I believe you all, I really believe that education is the difference maker in the 21st century. Thank you for this forum. I look forward to sharing my ideas with you this afternoon.